This is the Afro Perspective Podcast, the home of over-opinionated young voices.
All right, cool. So we're going to start off with some hot topics and hot off the press agenda. We're going to discuss David Rodigan and the latest. So I believe he's been going to be awarded an Order of Distinction by the Jamaican government. He is a British DJ, I believe, for the BBC initially. Mm-hmm. And he's known in the UK, at least as far as I'm aware,
as a reggae DJ.
And as a veteran.
And a veteran in that reggae music industry. Okay. Yes.
So this was close to your hearts as
DJs.
I'm
gonna throw this right over to the man with the blue do-rag, and then we can discuss.
All right. So do you want to give us a bit of give us the backstory?
All right. So in order to receive this award, this is something that you get from the government of Jamaica. Now, the Gleaner, which is a newspaper that comes from Jamaica, have raised the issue of cultural appropriation and noted that Rodigan could be seen to be doing this.
No, let's peel it back. Give us this. Give us.
You want him to read it?
Yeah. Just give us.
I'm just gonna read the whole thing. All right, cool. So the British DJ has been made an honorary member of the Jamaican Honour System for his promotion of Jamaican music worldwide. He's very happy with this. He said I've been awarded the Order of Distinction. He's overwhelmed that Jamaican government have seen fit to award him with such a highly distinguished honour. And that then leads literally into the fact that they've called him out on cultural appropriation in that newspaper.
My fact
literally
is,
that.
Why has the Jamaican government awarded him that though?
Okay, if you look at the history, Rodigan's been playing music from let's say the 70s or something. So he's been around for a very long time.
Right.
He's regarded a veteran in the sound system industry, in reggae music. Rodigan was one of the DJs that had a platform from Kiss FM to BBC. I think is on mainstream, so he's one of the mainstream DJs. And in sound system culture, Rodigan's always been active as a sound clash selector.
Facts.
He's been.
You can find videos on YouTube.
Yeah, and it dates back to a very long time. So it's very decorated in terms of his work rate. He's decorated in terms of his contribution. So there's no doubt that Rodigan has put in his work as a DJ, and there's no disputing the fact that his contribution to reggae music has helped elevate reggae music and take reggae music to other places because of the platform. However, when we talk about culture, when people sort of put cultural appropriation into the mix, it's off the notion that Rodigan at the moment has got one of the biggest platforms on radio as a reggae DJ. Now this is it's kind of it's almost an anomaly when you look at that, because when you look at other genres of music, if you look at Bhangra music, you're not going to see a black man
playing on big platform playing Bhangra music.
Yeah, being the biggest DJ. If you go into country music, you're not going to see a black country artist dominating country music.
Yeah.
However, when you go into hip hop, the biggest hip hop DJ that has the biggest platform in the UK is Tim Westwood and Charlie Sloth. And when you look into the clubs, is DJ Rusky, and these guys dominate the clubs. When you look at their booking price, they have the highest booking price.
Right. Yeah, it's a fact.
So we have to then observe it. I mean, when we look at this and we take into consideration the fact that in the reggae music business, the highest paid DJ and the DJ with the biggest platform on mainstream radio is David Rodigan.
Yep.
And then when we look at hip hop, it's the same thing. And when we look at other genres, it's almost the same.
Yeah.
Going back, you've got other DJ sound systems that contributed to the culture probably more than David Rodigan did.
Definitely.
That produced music. For example, Sir Lloyd Coxon.
I knew
right?
Yeah, it has to be.
And there's a whole barrage of DJs that are better than Rodigan.
Yeah.
However, how did Rodigan end up at the very top of the food chain?
White privilege.
Exactly.
That can't be denied.
He
was allowed the opportunity in the space.
So we have to take into consideration that at the time, we're peeling back about 20-25 years. This is when when the wave would have kind of come, right? If the BBC was to put somebody in a position, who's the most playable person to play reggae music, taking into consideration the content that reggae music was delivering.
I understand,
Right? So, we are going to include you guys, but at the same time, we're not going to put you at the face of this.
And best at the front.
Yes,
that's the real issue.
When you look at your Sir Lloyd Coxons, you look at your Chris Goldfingers, etc. A lot of these guys are better than David Rodigan. However, Rodigan has managed to retain his position as the guy, right? And with that position means that if any big artist is coming to the UK
have to go
and there's an interview and it falls on the BBC, it's David Rodigan that's going to get that. That adds to his clout, that adds to his resume.
So when he goes to Jamaica...
When it goes to Jamaica, he's being looked at.
They see him as the bigger...
the guy, he's the plug for the UK. It's a fact. Likewise with Tim Westwood. He's interviewed every big rapper.
Tim West is probably even more prime example. Literally, if you were a hip-hop artist that came from America, you could not go around Tim Westwood.
You had to. And rappers were literally kind of kissing his ass. It's like, you had to.
No, it's a fact.
I've seen.
And then you had, after Tim Westwood, you had Charlie Sloth with Fire in the Booth.
Charlie has literally taken over Tim
He's literally taken over. Like, it's the new generation Tim Westwood. When you look at these guys in the clubs, they get paid at least...
Don't even say it. It's a lot.
It's a lot. No, I mean, I'm just trying to speak relatively.
But then the DJs on their level can't come in and ask for that same wage.
Nowhere near. It's not even close.
Madness.
Your typical black DJ that can play 10 times better than all of these big guys.
10 times less.
They're getting 10 times, literally 10 times less. And they can't ask for any more.
It's literally 10 times less or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it this way: your average bashment DJ, if he's charging £500-600, he's getting paid well.
He's a top class selector.
Whereas DJ Rusky is getting paid about £2,000 for an hour set.
Yeah.
Rodigan is getting paid twice as much.
That people are actually, they are going to pay. They are willing to pay.
People are willing to pay, and this is the thing. People are willing to pay.
So big up to Rodigan at the end of the day, he's doing his thing. I genuinely believe he likes reggae music.
Yeah, he does,
Right, cool. When do us as a people take accountability for that? So the BBC needs to take accountability for the fact that they've not actually necessarily pushed the actual pioneers of reggae music in the UK into the forefront.
Yeah, they do,
You see, when you start talking about pricing, the reason why David Rodigan could charge $3, $4, $5,000 is because the promoter knows that people are going to. So we have to talk about... So there is an accountability there.
There's accountability in the sense that we made him great. We made him the guy. So when people see that David Rodigan's coming to Sheffield, you're almost guaranteed that you're going to get a crowd.
Let me be clear here. We're not saying that he's not the guy for me because he's not skilled in that way.
Yeah,
and that's kind of my point. So it's not because he's not.
And you are basing it on.
He's not
his
great.
Actual performance.
His actual performance as a DJ. They are 10 times.
It's more his
DJs.
brand and his capacity. Yes. So his brand and his capacity can warrant a 1,000 capacity event.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So
and you're gonna sell
on a
people
business level if you want to sell.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were bringing somebody like Sir Coxon or Saxon to Sheffield, it's a little bit more complicated to get the same numbers that you'd get with David Rodigan, because black people are generally fascinated by people from other races.
That do their thing, the same thing that they do.
That partake in our culture, and if they are remotely good. They will always get a pass over the best.
Yeah, so it's almost like you're getting an additional boost because you're average, but you're not black.
I think would I say David Rodigan is a culture vulture? I don't necessarily think that he's consciously a culture vulture. I think Rodigan has proven over the years, through longevity, through his commitment to reggae music,
He's never switched.
Yeah, he's never. He's
never actually switched.
No, I mean, Rodigan's become less available for reggae music events, but that's politics. Yeah, that's politics. Yeah, he's more into you know.
I know
what's that electric music called
Techno?
or whatever. Yeah, no,
House, bass, anyway, whatever.
Yeah, anyway, nevertheless, I wouldn't necessarily point him out as a culture vulture. However, does David Rodigan acknowledge how his privilege has elevated?
So that's the real question. That is the real question.
Does he acknowledge how his privilege has elevated him to the position that he is? And does he acknowledge how other if you base it off skill and actual culture, he wouldn't be there. He wouldn't be there. He knows that. I think that he consciously knows that to a certain degree he got certain passes because he's white.
Oh, it's a fact.
But
fact.
Remember that clash that you showed me with him, and he was kind of playing blind to the fact of his.
Okay, yeah. So all right. So
therefore,
we're gonna have to talk about this.
All right. So sound clash.
Got a minute, by the way.
Right. Yeah. So sound clash. Right. David Rodigan's clashing against Kilimanjaro.
Right.
Okay.
Ricky Trooper's playing Kilimanjaro.
Clash anyway, but go on.
At some point in the clash, Ricky Trooper draws for a tune, a dub plate, which was Scissor Kalonji, No White.
Yeah, I saw it. I've watched it.
Right?
Yes.
I've watched it.
So
David Rodigan gets
upset.
David Rodigan
Upset.
got super upset.
Yeah.
He was just literally.
I can't believe
So
you brought it here.
therefore
You brought
he
down
does
the whole
not-
part of the clash.
Okay, so
He
let's
does
talk
not
about the
talk about-
song.
he does not
Let's talk
acknowledge.
about the song No White God. Sizzler says, I have no white God. Don't tell me anything wrong.
Yeah.
Right? He's basically denouncing the image of the white Jesus that has been sold in churches, education, etc. Trooper uses that on Rodigan, and Rodigan takes offense to say this is racism.
It's not really racist.
So his inability to actually, I mean, what's the word for that again? It's almost like he was gaslighting him.
Yeah. No, he was. No, he was gaslighting him. He was.
But was he doing it consciously or subconsciously?
Nah, I can't answer.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, he played on something. But all in all, does Rodigan deserve the Order of Distinction? I think it's problematic to.
We can't say, but
Bro, whether you think it's problematic or not,
I'll tell you. No. Here's the thing. I think it's problematic to celebrate Rodigan before celebrating other black.
Yeah. Fam, you know, it's going to look worse as well. Do you know when you look back in the history?
that's what I was saying. Is he the
gonna
first?
see-
One? Is he the first one to have got
No,
it?
it's not the first one. No, it's
So anyone from
yeah, but it's just the category of artists and DJs that are awarded.
Okay, so
this
which
art.
DJs from the UK have got that award?
I couldn't tell you.
Has Sir Coxon got that award?
No.
Right. So when you talk about sound system culture and building something from the ground up, in the neighborhood where it wasn't there before,
And you're giving it
playing
to-
it for the love, and regardless, police shutting things down and going through all of those trials and tribulations, man, them deserve.
They
those kind of
haven't been
awards.
celebrated, and more
How
so,
many-
they haven't
how
been
many
celebrated.
DJs do you think he has brought through alone? Do you know the whole culture of it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so here's the thing.
That's my issue.
They haven't been celebrated for that. They haven't been celebrated for the. Sir Coxon, Saxon, etc. were producing music, which became the staple of British lovers rock,
facts.
British reggae, right? Sir Coxon, etc. produced a good amount of DJs. They bossed DJs. Rodigan didn't do this. He didn't boss no records, and he didn't produce no records. However, because of the platform that he had.
So again, we're going back to privilege.
Yeah, so he's in the position where the person that looks the best is the guy that's on BBC playing this track.
Yeah.
Even though he might have gone to a basement party, heard Anton rocking the party with it, he gets hold of the tune, but because he's got a bigger platform, he's going to be celebrating, and understandably, because he's took it to another level. But nevertheless, there's always going to be contention that's going to come from the
Because
grassroots.
I'm going to be like, I built that up.
I built that up.
So then how are you giving him the accolades for something that
we've done. You can't blame Rodigan. He's again just literally his
so basically it's opened a kind of
it's just messy.
It's messy that, you know, like before you do that, before you celebrate people outside of the culture,
you should look
around and look at the people before they at least pass on. Look at them and give them their dues, or at least do it while you celebrate other people from outside of the culture. And again, there's no other genre, there's no other race of people that would allow something like that to happen, regardless of talent or whatever. That's the worst thing. You could be a black, you could be the best at Bhangra music, but you are not going to be celebrated in that light.
They're not going to give you an award for that.
Simply because it's not good for the preservation of their culture. Because they don't want their kids growing up and seeing this black man dominating their own.
I think for me, it's partly that, but it's more the fact that I just feel that somebody else should be more. I think it's not even fair.
Yeah,
that's my real issue. It's not fair. It's not remotely fair. If you think about the struggles that other people have been through.
The first question that came to my head was why.
No, I get it, because from a business perspective, it's very good. So if David Rodigan plays your record on the big BBC, remember one time radio was really, really big. So you're playing that reggae track on the beat, you're going to be happy he played your record.
Yeah.
And you're almost going to get more kudos from him playing the record than you are from the local man playing.
Anyway.
Or from the guy that's built his sound system up. He's still going to get more clout and probably more record sales. So I get it, but it feels kind of off to me.
It looks off, it feels off, and it is off.
So that's our hot topic for today.
Alright, cool.
Are you pausing that before?
Alright, yeah, that's...
This is the Afro Perspective Podcast, the home of over-opinionated young voices.